Hey guys, Nostalgio here, and today we've got the finals of the Edison Exhibition Tournament that I ran. It was a 16-player event, and March 2010 format, Edison format. Let's go ahead and get into it. So on the top we've got Diva Hero, and on the bottom we've got the Chaos Lightsworn build that I already did the deck profile for on my channel. I'll also be showing the top 4 deck lists at the end of the video, but I only have 3 of them. Sorry, I don't have the Diva Hero list. He never sent it to me. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So Diva Hero is going to be starting this, starting us off here, I believe. Yeah, they're going first. You draw for a turn, so, everybody goes first in Edison format. It's Edison format, like what you want. Anyway, looking at these hands, they're kind of insane. I mean, obviously, Diva Hero opens Future Fusion, which is crazy. 37 card deck, Upstart Goblin, you know how it is. Some good traps, even like Solemn Judgment for heavy, so they could just like set all 4 potentially as well, which is pretty crazy. I watched most of this game when it was going live, but I don't remember exactly what happened. And then on the Lightsworn player's hand, it's not nearly as good. Brain Control is pretty good, but you got like big guys that aren't live yet, the JD, the Dark Armed, even the Celestia. Aaron definitely could change from the draw for turn. But let's go ahead and see what happens. So obviously starting off Future Fusion sends a Mally and a Treeborn Frog, which is pretty crazy. Upstarts now that 2 bricks are gone, but he really drew the Mally. Like that's insane. That really is unfortunate. Yeah, he could have done it. He could have banished it, but there was no really cost. Or there was no real like point in doing that. He wasn't gonna like tribute it for the Caius or anything this turn. It would have just been so he didn't draw it, and he actually did draw it. So that really sucks. No set all of them. It's just a set Book of Moon. So now if he gets, heavy stormed, it would suck, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's see this. So it's a Necro Gardener draw for turn, which is really bad. So Aaron just gonna poke in, get some damage in, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, gonna mill some cards here. Honest, Reincarnation, some Avies, not really anything. Sets a bunch of back row and passes. Doesn't go for the, I guess there's nothing really to go for. So sets Solemn Judgment and Phoenix Wing, which is pretty cool. Draws the one of Treacherous Trap Hole, which is actually a really sick card in this format, in this deck, because there's no other traps. So it goes for a Celestia, which is really, really good. Doesn't opt to hit the Future Fusion, which is pretty interesting, but goes for the 2 back row. It's Solemn Judgment and Book of Moon. And Hirohime goes for a Book of Moon into it instead of just judgmenting the summon, which makes sense. He did, I wonder if he put in, like, the targets. I guess we can look at the log, right? I wonder if he put in the targets, like, immediately. Let's see, stop viewing graveyard. Normal summon, and then 6 seconds targeted them. Okay, so you like waited 6 seconds to target. So I guess that's all right, I mean, it would be kind of dumb to like Solemn Judgment to summon after he picked targets. Like that would kind of suck. So yeah. Anyway, he does he mills a wolf, which is cool. So he's gonna get to poke in some more damage here, which is what he does. Doesn't activate Phoenix Wing. That would be a waste. He sets the Tretch and continues. No Phoenix Wing on the end phase. On that back row, gets himself that guy, big Ab-Zero. This guy's a scary monster. It's like a really scary monster. And Break Controls the wolf. Goes for the Caius. Very, very strong here. Caius the monster. Except monster. And he goes for a Tretch. So yeah, he gets no value out of the Ab-Zero, which is unfortunate, because he was going to banish the Celestia anyway. So that is unfortunate. Actually, the Celestia would be banished, right? Because this would activate on a separate chain. So that Celestia should be banished, I think. Which actually might matter for JD. I might be... Wait, am I wrong? No, so like Chainlink 1 Caius, and then he... Hold on. How exactly did that happen? So he goes Caius, and then targets the monster. And then he Tretches 2 monsters. So it should definitely be banished. Hopefully they fix that. Do they fix that? No, they don't fix that. Okay, so it should be banished. Because the Ab-Zero would happen on a separate chain link where the Caius already banished it. So that's kind of bad. But oh well. Sets Necro Gardener and passes. Yeah, this is a pretty bad hand. He could Foolish Burial for like a wolf and like start doing some attacking. But I guess he's probably going for Foolish just to make a 4th monster to JD. And he could have done that this turn. So kind of strange. But I mean, it would have just died to the Regeki break. So I guess it's good. Gets that out. He Regeki breaks it in case it's like a Raikou, Brings out Diva Hero. Diva Hero is big. Diva Hero. What am I saying? That's the whole deck. Ab-Zero. Ab-Zero is a big scary monster. All right, we got an Allure. Goes for the Allure since it has a dead dad in his hand. Oh, that's bad. A non-summonable Dark Armed Dragon. Jeez, man. Probably banish the Dark Armed, yeah. Summon Lila, hit that back row. Goes for Brain Control, Foolish. That's just game. With the Brain Control and the Foolish for the Wolf. That's insane. Okay, and that's actually going to do it because there's no Necrogardna in Hirahime's graveyard. So that's crazy, actually. So into into game 2 siding and such. Opening hands, not too great. Does have a DD Crow on Hirahime's side. Hirahime going to start that off with a live D-Draw, which is really crazy, and a Trap Dust Shoot, and a Miracle Fusion. If he gets into like a Diva hero, or a Diva here, this hand is absurdly good. Like, absurdly strong. And he sees 2 more cards with the D-Draw. And then this hand is not that good, but it's, not the worst. You could even Foolish a JD and then Phantom of Chaos that. So that could be pretty crazy. So there's a lot of options for both players here, but the DD Crow would definitely stop that and be really unfortunate. So let's go ahead and D-draw into a Sangan and a Phoenix Wing, which is okay, goes ahead and sets the Trap Dust Shoot and the Phoenix Wing, makes a lot of sense. What was the set monster? Sangan, right? Okay, that's pretty good. So not a bad start. Live D-draw into a Trap Dust Shoot. It's really, really broken. So he hits the Lila out of the hand, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, nothing else in the hand really does anything immediately. Lila hits that back row and then mills, which could be good. The Foolish Burial can then get a body with the Wolf too, but he probably wouldn't attack anyway. Because it's probably Snowman Eater. Is probably what Plansword Kid is thinking, It's typically what it is. So Lila goes back, goes for a Foolish Burial into, let's see it. Is it just Wolf? Yeah, he just summons a Wolf. Foolish Burial is pretty versatile in here, It can be like Plague Spreader, it can be Wolf, it can be a name, Necrogardna Plague, any of those cards. So he gets a Diva, which really gets his whole engine going here, because now he can Diva into a Diva and get some level 8 Synchros going. Phoenix Wing's that set monster, which was a Necrogardna, so, Plansword Kid's not too beat up about that as long as he doesn't die. But 8k life, you're probably not dying. Anyway, draws the second Malicious again. Are you serious? Alright, so there's definitely some lucky things happening from Hirahime, opening a live D-draw and Trap Dust Shoot and Future Fusion in the last game. But drawing the second Malicious both games in a row? Wow, that's unfortunate. Goes ahead and Deep Sea Divas into the Gilman, not going for that, Synchro 8 play now since he drew the Malicious, which is really unfortunate. But it is what it is. Still gets to go for a Catastor and a Ab-Zero here, which is really, really strong. And has a DD Crow in hand. That can be really good against Lightsworn for sure. So gets a little bit of damage in. 54 life left, not too bad. Sets the Necrogardna right back onto the field. It dies immediately, and he's not dead though. Plansword Kid is not dead to the world. Not too bad. What was that set card? That's not what you want to see as Plansword Kid. Anyway, goes ahead and sets what's this, Plague? Did he set the Plague? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not working out for him. Light Impriz stops the Raikou, but it's not a Raikou. And almost dead to that DV hero, or that Ab-Zero, so he goes ahead and Necrogardna. Doesn't, that makes sense. Makes sense for sure. What was the back row that he drew? Book of Moon. Draws Gores, which is not going to be helping too much. Actually, yeah, it could. 2,900. Crazy Necrogardna. If he didn't Necrogardna, that would have been the worst summon, like, ever. But it's pretty good. Summons the Phantom of Chaos, brings back the Plague, and it goes for a Brio. Is that Brio going to be instantly met with a Book of Moon? It is. We are playing with priority. I did state that rule, so this player could go ahead and just knock that Catastor right out, or get rid of that the Ab-Zero. I keep calling it Diva Hero for some reason. Anyway, we are playing with priority, so that Brio could have definitely done something, but oh well, it is unfortunate. Anyway, Diva Hero Diva into a Diva here. It's pretty good. That is not enough to put. Oh, it is enough to put up game because the Ab-Zero is at it gains 500 for each water monster, so it's actually at 35. So that Gores is not able to come out, which is unfortunate. Yep. And Hirahime says that right there. So that is game 2. Goes into game 3. Let's see game 3. Plansword Kid gonna start off going first here. Of course, makes a lot of sense. Let's see these starting hands. So this is the best starting hand from Plansword Kid probably that he's seen this far in the game. Card Destruction, Solar Recharge, both live. Well, obviously Card Destruction is live, but the Solar Recharge is live. Card D honestly isn't even that great against Hirahime most of the time. I mean, this time it's going to be to put a Treeborn Frog in his graveyard. That's going to be live for his first turn. And also, Hero and a Water potentially all for the Ab-Zero. So not that great. We do see the Vanity's Fiend in Hirohime's hand, which is going to be potentially come up as a really powerful card. And then the DD Crow could also come up. The DD Crow just sat in his hand the entire game last time, so we'll see if it does enough. So we're going to go for the Solar Recharge, get rid of the Wolf, and draw some cards, mill some cards. Mill Gale, Honest, not great, but it is a Light in the Dark. Putting some cards in there. Allure of Darkness, going to get rid of that Caius, which makes sense. Caius isn't really doing anything here. Set MST and Card D, so that makes a lot of sense. It's going to be pretty strong, although Treeborn Frog in Hirohime's Graveyard is definitely good for them. Also, Hirohime drew Future Fusion off that and a Miracle Fusion, which is actually live, and a Rhoda, so a very good hand. Actually, the Caius for the Treeborn Frog too, very, very good hand from Hirohime here. And not as great, actually very good for Plansword and Kid as well. A live Pot of Avarice into potentially a Solar Recharge. Could get a lot of big draws here, but there is an MST sitting there on the field, which is a little unfortunate for that Gores. But that's okay. It'll see play immediately on the Future Fusion that, Plansword and Kid isn't aware of yet, but that's going to be crazy. Does draw a guy for the Solar Recharge, so that's huge. Gets a lot of things going right off the bat, and a Pot of Avarice that is live, but yeah, wants to mill some more cards with these Raikou, keep his JDs and dads and stuff potentially alive. Caius comes down and hits that Raikou, and Future Fusion comes down. Is Future Fusion send for cost? Well, this is the errata, so we can't pull up the exact one, but I thought it was, I didn't know it was send for cost. That's crazy, actually. So Miracle Fusion is able to come out here and just bring out a Diva. Why do I keep saying it? Ab-Zero. Anyway, into the battle phase, starts swinging. He's going to take both hits so you can get a big Gores token. 25, put it down, pretty good. And yeah, 25 token is pretty strong. What's this back row? Geki Break, okay. Interesting. So we can go for an MST here. Unfortunate. This is what I was saying before. MST is actually at 1 in this format, so that is really unfortunate that actually came up. Yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. That was my mistake. Like I said, everybody ran their deck profiles to me like 10 minutes before the tournament. I got like 9 deck profiles right like 10 minutes before the tournament started. So I just glanced right through them and I missed that. And yeah, next time it'll change. I'll make sure like there's an hour before the tournament of like deck check requirement. So it'll be fixed next time. Don't worry. Raigeki breaks the Gores and probably just attack over that Caius. Maybe even Crash, potentially. We'll see. Pot of Avi coming out though, which is insane. I mean, the Pot of Avi in a Lightsworn deck, you don't always see it, but when it's there, it's insane. Into a live Solar Recharge. Wow, powerful. Very, very powerful. Doesn't go for the Chaos Orc. Almost went for the Chaos Orc, but didn't. We'll go for the Crash and then summon the Chaos Orc, banish the Caius. Makes a lot more sense. You get to keep your Chaos Orc. It's just the better play. Here, since we're not playing around like Mirror Force, I'm surprised he goes for the defense positions. This is 23, and like Caius can just or Catastrophe could just crash over it now with that Deep Sea Diva draw. And what's this back row? Heavy. A Pro Set Heavy. And Raikou? Yeah, okay. So we got a Treeborn Frog and gonna go for, we have Rhoda and Diva actually. So there's Rhoda and Diva and the Mally. Wow. Okay, finally gets the Mally actually popping off. So this is gonna be a really, really powerful turn for sure. Deep Sea Diva brings out the Gilman. There's going to be some strong, scary guys here. He could even go for the Mistworm if it was in his extra deck with the Treeborn Frog. Bounce the 3 and attack for game. That would have been crazy. But there's, Diva Hero needs a little bit more with the Ab-Zeros than anything. Go ahead and gain 2,300 off that Thought Ruler. Very, very strong. And going to pop the, the Thought Ruler because Thought Ruler only stops targeting from spells and traps, which is, good, but, not the best ever, but it is really, really good. It can't be deprisoned, it can't be other brain controlled, can't be brain controlled. I was gonna say bottomless, but it can be bottomless. Going for the Charge of the Light Brigade, pretty good top deck, but mills the Lumina, which is really, really unfortunate for that. Foolish Burial gonna get probably a Wolf. Yep, a Wolf from the deck, and then a Garroth. A bunch of guys, a bunch of punches here. Gonna pull through this game. It's looking like, maybe a top deck Miracle Fusion could switch it off. You can Rhoda for a target for that Allure, potentially. That could definitely be what Hirohime is going to go for. Actually, just goes for a pass. Is there no target for Rhoda left? There would be... I mean, he might have sided out Diamond Dude. But there should be a Stratos. I don't think he would side out the Stratos. So I don't really know exactly what... I mean, I guess, Hirohime had a lot of HP left, a lot of life points left, so Makes sense. Rhoda gonna get a Diamond Dude for the Destiny draw here, probably. Goes for the Stratos. Stratos get Diamond Dude. Makes a lot more sense. I guess if you're banking on like a Caius, you wouldn't have done that. But if you weren't banking on a Caius, the Stratos is definitely better here. So D-draw into that. He's going to allure that Sangan gone. No, he's actually leaving the Sangan. Keeps the Sangan. Makes sense. Pro set heavy, baby. Let's go. And 300 over that Stratos, and I guess kill the Frog. You know, why not? Doesn't really do anything. Vanity's Fiend is an insane draw here. Gonna go for the Allure, get rid of the Sangan. He has Miracle Fusion with Vanity's Fiend. That was an insane Allure. Really, really scary to get around this. But fortunately, you know, Planesword Kid has the Honest in hand, which is really, really big here. The Vanity's Fiend swings into the Wolf, and he goes for the Honest on the Vanity's Fiend. It makes sense. Get rid of that so you can try to get around this guy. Takes a little bit of damage, and, or, you know, wait, why did it wipe board? Take 2100 and both boards are wiped. Wait, what? Why are the boards wiped? You just swung in the Vanity's Fiend. Oh, wait, did this guy crash or something? Oh, he just attacked into it. Okay, never mind, never mind. I'm caught up. He just killed the wolf and then to knock out the field. Makes a lot of sense. Sets that Light Imp and probably sets the Necro Garden and pass. Wow, into the top deck game, boys. Okay, no Gale Summon. Scared of that. 3100. Plague Spreader draw. Flip the Necro. Summon the Plague Spreader. Go for a Synchro. Makes a lot of sense. Big play. Catastrophe comes down, hits the field. Can't out the Gores, though, unfortunately. What's the back row? Phoenix Wing and Light Imp. Yikes. That's not going to be doing it. Going to take the damage, make the Gores really just a Phoenix Wing target now. Duel over. Hirahime admits defeat. Light Imp not going to get through that Catastrophe. Could Phoenix Wing for one more turn, but the Gale normal summon would seal the deal. Pretty crazy game. Pretty crazy game for sure. Really good match. Yeah, props to Planesword Kid. It is unfortunate the MST thing, but it's only 2 MST. You know, it's not the end of the world. I already paid out, so it's not like we can go back in time for that and fix that. Anyway, that was finals. Let's go ahead and look at some of the decks. So in first place we have Chaos Lightsworn. This was Planesword Kid's deck list he won with. I did change one Giant Trunade out for the MST. This probably would likely be Twister instead, since it does the same thing as MST. This is really, I imagine the biggest thing for this is Light Imp. So, you know, Giant Trunade doesn't really deal with that, so that probably is not a suitable, you know, switch out for that. It would probably be Twister. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool deck. I already did do a deck profile for this on my channel with IRL cards, but yeah, looking over this, you know, not a standard Lightsworn build. A lot of Lightsworn builds you see is like max, it's like a mono Lightsworn build, a lot that you see, but this is a very, you know, not that. Phantom of Chaos is insane for the JDs and stuff. It is unfortunate we only have one Chaos Sorcerer and BLS is banned, so, like, yeah, you don't really have access to much Chaos, so the Dark cards don't really have nearly as much of a payoff as they would. Gale is kind of just like a Dark for Dad. Like, a lot of these cards are like, you know, their biggest thing is that they're a Dark for Dad potentially as well. But there's not too many Darks in the deck. You also have Allure, so that's another good payoff. Double Reincarnation, since it's not playing the Beckoning Light, it's a pretty cool thing. And then since it's not playing the Beckoning Light, Treacherous Trap Hole is in there. That's pretty sweet. A lot of really cool cards in the side deck that you don't see too frequently. System Down, since there's no Chimera Tech in here. No Chimera Tech and Cyber Dragons, going for the System Downs instead. And then the Mirror of Oaths. I really want to know what all this hits, because this card is insane when it actually works, when it actually proxies. It's nuts. I mean, destroy the thing and then draw a card, like, very, very good. Swallow Flip is also a really cool card. Whenever a card would get the effect on Special Summon, you can negate it and destroy it, which is really sweet. And then, you know, some good trap cards here. Pulling the Rug, the same as Swallow Flip, but for normal summon, hitting things like the, you know, Monarchs and such, which is cool, which did actually come up in the semifinals. If you guys want to watch more of these games, I do have some more of these replays that I can flip through. I'll probably put up probably both the semifinals this week too. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, extract pretty normal across the board. You know, a couple cool things. Tempest Magician's insane in this deck. It's a really cool thing that if you have spellcasters, it's really good for. Avenging Knight Parshath is also a pretty sweet sweet card. 26 does piercing, and then you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to defense. So you can like change a big guy to defense and then attack and do piercing. So it's pretty cool. And he actually did. Oh no, this is Lightsworn. So, like I said, I don't have DV Hero in second place, but we do have the top 4 deck list, so we're going to be looking at those as well. So this was Frognark. This was top 4 deck list by Lalo, I think. I have them here. So that was Lalo this is Lalo's deck. He got top 4, or they got top 4, with the with Frognark with the little dandy quick draw engine, which is really, really cool. I just put this deck together last night to put it together for a deck profile. Shout outs Lalo, and also for probably some dual videos. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It plays the plant engine, the dandelion, the quick draw, but it also has the debris for the dandelion, or even just like some small frogs, and go for like an iron chain or something. So that's pretty cool. No Orient Dragon in the Orion's not out. Orient is not out yet. Iron Chain Dragon is what we got. So Iron Chain for that target. We also have the Ancient Fairy Dragon, and the ever so relevant Stardust Dragon if you bring back Dandy, and I already have a Treeborn Frog that came out, so that's super good. A lot of really cool stuff. A lot of tributes but it's a Frognark deck. You have 3 Ryza, 3 Caius, the 1 Dark Dust, and the 1 Thessalos, the 1 Jinzo as well. So 9 targets in total. A lot of big tributes. You can also normal summon Gores. I've seen it before, not this player did it specifically, but I have seen somebody normal summon Gores before. I've probably done it. Triple Econ, the creature swap, brain control, super cool deck. I liked this build a lot. It made me really, I thought it was a really cool build, so I put it together. We're gonna test it a little on the channel, have some fun with that. In the side deck, Vanity's Fiends as well, another Jinzo, Mobius as well. The Cyber Dragons for that machine matchup. You've got the Chimera attack here as well. Cold Wave, MST, some back row hate, since the Giant Tornado and Heavy Storm are in the main. The other 2 good back row hates here, and then triple Dust Tornado and a Trap Stun. So very, very much back row hate. Surprised no Royal Decrees in the side deck. I would definitely think some Royal Decrees, or no, definitely not, because Treeborn Frog. Yep, these cards are definitely optimal then with the Treeborn Frog. So makes a lot more sense. I was gonna say, why is there no Royal Decree? It's Frognark. What am I? A mad lad? You play Jinzo for that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's cool. Extra deck, looking pretty standard. We've got a really small quick draw Dandy engine, so the extra deck is very small for it as well. We got 1 Drill Warrior, 1 Junk Archer, and then the 1 Iron Chain for the debris. So you have 2 options, a 6 and a 7 for your quick draw stuff, but then you also have 1 Iron Chain for the debris stuff as well. And then the second debris can go into this, can go into Dark End Dragon even, I believe. Yeah, that's crazy. You need non-tuner dark monsters for that, so probably not going into that with debris, but maybe? I don't think you can. Probably. You usually just make that with like Caius and wait, what other tuners do we have in this deck? It's just those. I mean, I guess we have brain control and the enemy controllers and creature swap for like plague and stuff. Anyway, yeah, sick deck, dude. Good stuff to Lalo. And then the other top 4 deck that we have is Pro Storm's deck. And this is a really cool hero beat control deck. It's really cool. Has the triple Neos Alias, the double Ocean, and the Stratos. You have some Thunder Kings. You have a Fossil Dyna. Could not think of the name, even though it was right in front of me. 2 Honest, a Gale, some E-Calls, some Gemini Sparks, Gemini Sparks, some Hero Blast. Only 2 Miracle Fusion, which is kind of interesting. But I guess you only have 2 Gaia and 3 Ab-Zero. Unfortunately, the Shining is not out yet, so that's a little unfortunate. But yeah, pretty crazy deck. I mean, Thunder King, Fossil Dyna, Royal Oppression. Seems fun, right? Probably if you're playing this deck, but probably not if you're up against it. Triple E-Call and 1 Rhoda makes this a really consistent engine, so that's really, really cool. You always have like a pretty good streamline of heroes. With that Hero Blast as well, being able to add them back, which is pretty crazy with the Alias. So pretty cool stuff. Some Smashing Ground in the main. 1 of Dark Bribe, pretty nuts. Skill Drain in the side is really interesting. Triple Mask of Restrict is really interesting in the side as well. I guess if you play against Frognark, why not have a card that just says you can't play the game? Seems good. Chimera is 2 of them, actually. Crazy. I guess you don't really care too much for the extra deck since you don't really have any tuners or, access to any of that. Really just fusions. I guess you have the 1 of Gale, so you definitely have this, the level 7s, a couple 8s. You do have light monsters, the Neos Alias, the Thunder King, and the Honest for these. Thunder King is weird in this format. It's not like super crazy, but it is a good card and definitely notable in the format. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, that is all of them. I will of course leave the exports for these decks down in the description below. So if you want to just like, you know, play in these tournaments, type tournaments that I'm gonna be hosting, or if you want to you know, just play some Edison with these, you can just go down to the link, click the link, it'll pull you up this exact page. You hit this download button and then go into import on on Dueling Book, and then just click import, click on the file, and then boom, you have it, and it's cool. So yeah, that's all I got for the video today. It's a long video. It's the longest video on my channel, probably. No, it's not. We probably have some long duel videos. Anyway, it was a long video. If you do want to be in any of these tournaments, any kind of tournament like this in the future, be in the Discord. Join the Discord. Link in the description. Of course, as always, all the relevant links and stuff are in the description. Shout out all these players: Pro Storm, Lalo, Hirohime, and the winner, Plant Sworn Kid. Shout them all out. Yeah. Have a good week. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. YouTube. Goodbye.